Hello Year 5 and welcome to Friday's maths lesson with me, Miss Medlicott. Today we are going to be dividing up to 4-digit numbers by 1 digit, and you can see there I've put a little 2 in brackets next to the learning objective, and that's because this is sort of part 2 of the lesson. And in today's session we're going to be developing our reasoning and problem solving skills using the short division method that I taught you yesterday and you practiced yesterday. So learning objectives, we're going to understand the language of division, we're going to use times table knowledge to help us to divide, and we are going to be using the short division method but applying it to word problems. Flashback 4. Recap of yesterday's skills. So using that bus stop or short division method that we practiced yesterday, I would like you to pause the video and have a go at these questions. Here are your answers. Very well done if you got those correct. 92 divided by 4 is 23. 952 divided by 7 is 136. 1480 divided by 5 is 296. And well done if you spotted that this number has to divide equally by 5 because it ends in a 0. The rule dividing by 5, if a number is a multiple of 5, it ends in a 0 or a 5. And then the last question, 7,392 divided by 8 is 924. Very well done if you got those correct. So as I explained in the introduction, in today's lesson you're going to be applying your skill of dividing using the bus stop method in order to reason and solve problems. Let's look at this example together. Toby has calculated 1,368 divided by 4 incorrectly. Can you spot his error and correct it? So let's go through it together. So 4 into, well, first of all, how's he set it out? So he's put the number he's dividing onto the bus stop. Yep, great, that's correct. And the number that he's dividing by on the outside, divided by 4. Correct. So that's the way he set it out is correct. Falls into 1. In other words, does 4 fit into the number 1? The answer is no. So that would be a 0, or he's left it blank, that's fine. And then we should carry the number 1 here. Toby has not carried the number 1 here. He's carried the number 3. So that is his crucial error. So we've proved then that the correct answer should be 432, not 842. Okay, it's now your turn to have a go at these reasoning problems. The green chili pepper challenge. Use the bus stop method in order to reason and solve these problems and do that in your workbook. Yellow chili pepper, you have some word problems there on the screen. And red, you have some questions here. Before you start your task, remember with word problems, you need to be thinking about what is the important information. So if you'd like to copy the word problem out, that's fine. Highlight or underline the important information. Work out what are we dividing. Okay, what are we dividing here? And think about what the question is actually asking. So it says in this first one, a teacher asked some children to arrange 36 chairs into rows of 9 chairs. How many rows will there be? You've got to answer not just with a number, but answering the question. So you've got to answer the answer rows of chairs. Okay, so it's got to be a nice full answer. Okay, so pause the video now and decide and complete which chili pepper challenge you would like to. Okay, here are the answers then. So please pause the video now and mark your work. If you've made any errors, that's okay. Go back, read the question and have another go if you don't understand where you've gone wrong. Right then, so moving on, in short division, sometimes we have a remainder, which is a number that's been left over. Here is a method to solve 4,894 divided by 4 using place value counters and short division. Okay, so we'll go through it then. So 4s into 4 goes once, yep. 4s into 8 goes twice, yep. 4s into 9 goes twice with 1 left over. Now 4 into 14, it doesn't go equally. We can't divide 14 by 4 and it leaves us with a whole number or whole positive integer. We know that 4 times 3 gives us 12, and we've got 2 left over, so all we do is write 2, R2. And we can see that demonstrated using these place value counters. Okay, we see that we've got 2 left over. I'd like you to use this method above to calculate the following below. Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so here are your answers up on the screen, and I've worked them out. So 5s into 6 goes once, carry it on over. 5s into 16 goes 3 times with 1 left over. 5s into 11 go twice, 1 left over. 5s into 13, that goes in twice, and we're left with a remainder of 3. Okay, the next one, 3s into 2 doesn't go, so we have to carry that 2 over. 3s into 24 goes 8 times. 3s into 7 goes twice, but we've got 1 left over. So 3 times 3 gives us 9, so that means that we've got a remainder of 2, because there's 11 there. And then this last one, bit trickier this one. 4s into 9 go twice, and we've got 1 left over. 4s into 13 goes 3 times, and we carry a 1. 4 times 4 gives us 16. 4s into 3. Now this does not go, so I simply write a 0, and I have a remainder of 3. Very well done if you answered those correctly. Now sometimes in a word problem you will have a remainder left over, okay? Just like I demonstrated in the short division bus stop method just a moment ago, you'll have a remainder, so too could you have that in a word problem. So let's have a little look at this question and have a go at working it out. The children of Dove Primary School have their sports day today. They're all really excited. The teachers want to put them into teams. There are 79 children in the school. How many teams will there be if they are sorted into teams of 3 children? Will there be any children left over who are not in a team of 3? So my key information there, and I can use I can underline this information. So 79 children in school. And they're sorted into teams of 3. Okay, how many teams am I going to have? And have we got any children left who are not in a team of 3? So that's my key information. Okay, I'm now going to do my bus stop, my short division, and I'm going to write the number 79, because that's what we're dividing. It's the total number of children in the school, and they're in teams of 3, so I'm going to put 3 on the outside. Okay, so here goes the short division. 3s into 7, well that goes twice, doesn't it? Because 3 times 2 is 6, and I've got 1 left over. 3s into 19. Know my 3 times table. I know that 3 times by 6 gives me 18, and I'm going to have 1 left over. So I'm going to have 26 teams, but I've got 1 child left over. So my answer is going to be 26 whole teams, and I've got 1 child left over. Right, so here you have your own questions to answer. This is your chance to practice using remainders. Okay, so you need to read the question carefully and think, how have we got a remainder? How could we interpret that remainder? So when I say how can we interpret that remainder, if we look back to this example question, let's get rid of this. When I say what we do with the remainder, do we round the answer up or do we round the answer down? So for example, with this particular question we went through, we've got 26 teams, but we've got this 1 left over. In this problem, that's the same as one child left over, right? So we've got to think, in answer to this question, will there be any children left who are not in a team of 3? The answer is yes, we've got one child. So that child presumably would have to go into another group. But sometimes it might be that you've got to round the remainder up. It depends really on the kind of question that you have. So for this example, it might be that actually you're going to have to round your remainder up in order to have more hooks. Depends. So you're going to have to read and understand the question carefully. If you need to draw a picture to help you, then you can do so. But I would really encourage you to highlight the key information. Okay, and certainly you need to be using your bus stop method, the short division method. So that's green chili pepper challenge. Here's the yellow chili pepper challenge, and we've got the red chili pepper challenge, and we've got some key vocabulary. Remember, you're trying to divide or share into equal parts. You've got to think of your place value, and if you do need to check the method again, then please rewind the video. Otherwise, pause the video now and get on with it. Super work, Year 5, really well done. Here are the answers where the remainder has been interpreted. So that means that you've used the remainder either to round up or round down. Fantastic. And last stop for today, top tips for division. So I'd like you now to think of all of the important things you need to remember for short division or the bus stop method. Write it down in your workbook. And it'd be really interesting to hear some of your ideas. What do you think is important? Pause the video now and off. So what I would think is important, obviously we've got to be setting our work out really neatly and methodically using a ruler for drawing our bus stop. We need to be making sure we're setting our digits out clearly so that we're keeping our place value very clear and accurate. We need to have good times table knowledge, of course. You'll see that because multiplication is the opposite of division, it's really important we know our times tables to help us here. And also reading the question carefully, isn't it? When we're doing word problems, we need to be really trying to understand what it is the question is asking us. Very well done for all your work today, and I will see you next time. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.